What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be talking about the Dell XPS 15 9500 and installing an SSD. Also a couple other things. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you to those returning subscribers and also those viewers. It's been a lot of motivation seeing those comments, those likes. I really appreciate it. Well, let's get started. Alright, let's get started. So this is what we're installing today. Western Digital WD-SN750, 500 gigabytes. This one is rated for just over 3,400 megabytes a second. So it should be pretty fast. Pretty good packaging, and I did a lot of research on this. This is apparently one of the top 2 fastest SSDs you can get. How fast is actually going to be in this laptop, I'm not sure. Maybe there's a bottleneck, maybe the software only allows it to go so fast, but if you guys know, leave it in the comments below. Today for the installation we're going to be needing T5 screwdriver, a mini screwdriver, and a pry tool. Before we can get started, we want to make sure that the laptop is off. And for some weird reason, even after I shut this thing down, every time you open the lid, it just turns right back on. So here we go. Let's go ahead and turn this thing off. Shut down anyway. I'm waiting for the backlight to turn off. And there it is. All right, let's turn this thing around. So there are 1, 2, 8 screws to take out. So let's get started. Alright, now we're in. Let's get this thing pried off. So I'm not exactly sure where to start on this, but let's see if we can't find a corner somewhere we can start lifting. Let's use this pry tool. Let's see if we can't get it up with the pry tool. Alright, we got it. That's what the inside of the lid looks like. Let's get this to the side. And there it is, guys. I've had a few questions about the insides of this laptop. Is the RAM replaceable? Is there more than one SSD slot? Well, there's one, and there's another one right there. So yes. Is there an extra screw to put in the new SSD? It doesn't look like it, but how would you know, right? So I'm not sure. I'm sure you can probably pick it up on the internet somewhere, the screw for the SSD, but who knows. But before we can get started, let's go ahead and remove this battery just in case. What I'm gonna do is just go ahead and see if I can zoom in here just a little bit. There it is, it's out. It really wasn't all that hard. It was just, I was just trying to be careful with it because, you know, who knows what could happen. So there we are. Let's go ahead and get this thing open. So there you see it, guys. Battery just pulls out like that. This guy open real quick and see what it looks like. Wow, that's actually pretty small. I mean, I know I see the other one sitting in here, but wow, it's pretty impressive. This is the first time I've ever touched a NVMe SSD, so forgive me. The last hard drive I touched was, oh, yeah, let's not talk about that. So from what I know, all you do is put it in at an angle and then secure it down with a screw. So that's where our little Phillips head screwdriver comes in. So since I don't have a screw, let me decide which one I want to take out and just give it to it for the time being. Those look very important. So for that screw, I decided to go ahead and change it because it did not hold the SSD down very secure. So what I have decided to do is go ahead and take the one out of the existing SSD because I know for sure this one will hold it down. And then install it into the other SSD. Now I can just go ahead and take a screw from the battery here at the very outside edge and use it for the original SSD, because I mean, it's going to be hard to explain, but this other one has a copper heatsink on it that has a smaller diameter hole, so it connects really well. You know, I'll just go ahead and do this. I will show you what I mean. There is the screw for the new SSD, and this is what I meant. That metal, that copper right there. So because it's a smaller diameter, I was able to use a smaller screw to hold it in. I hope that helps. Everything's looking nice and tight in here, pretty good. So let me go back up. So I thought about it. So I want to go ahead and talk about some of the accessories I picked up for this laptop when I was shopping for it. The first thing is this Samsung T5 SSD. So instead of that 500 original gigabytes that came with the laptop, I now have an extra terabyte in the form of one 512 Samsung SSD and also 500 in the Western Digital that I just installed for a total of 1500 gigs. The second thing I want to talk about is this Tech USB-C dongle. Why I picked this up? Well, I thought that it would be nice to have two USB-A ports just in case I ever needed to plug in a mouse or a keyboard or even, you know, older USB sticks. I tend to share folders with friends and family, and they usually bring their own USB, so I can't expect all of them to have the newest USB-C, so here it is. And since I have started doing video editing, I thought it'd be handy to have an extra full-size SD card reader and also a micro SD just in case I ever wanted to use the one out of my phone. So far so good. Pretty fast. I can't tell you exactly how fast, but pretty good speeds. Then also a HDMI port. So you could use this to plug into your laptop and then into an external monitor. Thought I'd share that with you. But for the accessory that I've been looking forward to the most, it will be these. Dbrand's skin. And I am going to install that today. Let me go ahead and wipe this front off with the included microfiber towel. So just a quick pass by. It's pretty new and I haven't really touched it off too much, so that ought to do it. We're gonna start with the center Dell logo. So from what I know, we have to peel off the letters first. Let's see if I can get that. We'll just set that to the side for now. And then we'll go ahead and peel off the center Dell logo. And we're gonna go ahead and put that on first. We'll line up the corner on the B and lay it down. And then we'll do the inside of the D by lining up the to the edge of this. Then lifting it up and pressing down. Ah, pretty easy. Now for this. What I'm going to do for this is peel it off of the backing and then readjust it to where it pokes off the top and the bottom right just a little bit. And we're going to line them up, making sure that all the edges are the same distance away from the corners and sides. It looks like this one fits pretty perfectly. If you thought this was hard, try doing it on camera. Alrighty, now that the corners are all lined up, we'll just smooth it out on the two exposed sides, and then we'll lift this and pull the paper out and just kind of slowly move it down and flatten as we go. Keep doing that until they're all done. Pretty good. Not super perfect, but I don't actually pride myself in being really good at applying these skins, but looks pretty good to me. Alright, I flipped it over. Let's do the back now. So before we get started, let's wipe it down. Go ahead and remove that sticker from behind, so that's how it's gonna go on. So I'm gonna pretty much do the same exact thing. And we'll try to line all the screw holes out. Lift this up just a little bit and pull the paper down. And try and get this one lined up correctly as well. Alright, that is done. You just kind of lay it down. And we're going to continue to smooth it down. I'll lift this up just a little bit to help get some of those bubbles out. Alright, now that everything is pretty much down, we're going to peel out the inserts that they have in here. Looking pretty good. A little bit of an air bubble. It's gone. We're going to pull this little insert up towards the bottom here. Alright, looking good. Well, that's pretty much it for this. What I do recommend is to go ahead and get a hair dryer or something like that and kind of warm up the edges so you can conform them down. Make sure that they're laying down really well. But as far as that goes, I'll be right back. I'll go hit my own with the hair dryer. Whew, that was a lot of close-up views. Well, I'm still working on the angles and getting more equipment in every other day, so bear with me, alright? Remember, I'm still just a beginner at this whole YouTube thing, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. But before we go, I want to make sure that you know there's some B-roll towards the end of this video, and I've been working on it, so I hope you like it, and remember to comment, like, and subscribe down below. We'll see you next time.